so convincing on screen, so I imagine those skills, do they serve you any use in real life? I mean, I know you're not going out getting into spear fights, but...
But I've been using it actually for a very useful thing. I live in New York and Los Angeles, and in Los Angeles, it's the Wild West, straight up Wild West, tons of spiders. Every spider you can imagine is in Los Angeles. You know, I just came across, like when I'm coming up and down some stairs outside my home, there's always a spider web. And this last time I was there, a couple weeks ago, it was a black widow on the stairwell.
An actual black widow spider?
Yeah, and I didn't know. I knew it was bad news because it had the red thing on the back. And I was like, that's not good. And so I was like, I need to not bump into it, obviously, but I need to also not bump into the web, because that's the whole thing. In California, you learn these things. You bump into the web, the spider just somehow latches, you know, because it's like, you know, it just ravels up and it's suddenly on you. So now I use my spear to break the web as I advance. And then I have the raid. We call it raid. I don't know if you have raid in this country. I spray the raid and I break the web.
Wow.
That's how I get by.
I mean, that sounds terrifying. Imagine if you're the Amazon delivery man and you see her wandering around with a spear killing spiders.
He'd understand.
Yeah, he would do. Martin, you're back in the film as well, playing Everett K. Ross.
Correct, yep.
So this is the third time you played him in in the Marvel Universe.
Yes, I played him first in Civil War, and then in Black Panther, and then in Wakanda Forever, yeah.
Is it nice going back into a character that you've already established, that you've already worked as?
It is, it's lovely. It has a sort of familiarity, I guess, you know. I mean, I'm in the film a lot less than Danai is.
Yeah.
But, to be fair, no spoilers. Danai's
well, you're in it for a good 5 minutes.
I'm in it for a very good... What a hell of a 5 minutes.
OK, let's have a look at a clip. This is Wakanda Forever. It's out now. Have a look at this. Wakanda Forever. I noticed there, and I noticed in the film, there seems to be a sexual tension between the two characters.
I've been trying to convince Danai of that for 3 years.
Is that real life bleeding into the film?
Trying to flirt. There were times in the takes I was trying to flirt with him, and he was like refusing to look at me. He said, "No, I don't want to be caught in the web. I can't get caught in the web."
In the kind of web that you're dealing with outside your house. I'm going to need my own spear. Yeah.
I could see.
It's too dangerous to get into that shit.
So I don't think it's going to work out.
I could see a spin-off movie where you both move to Wakanda.
Mate, I'd be very happy to start a new family in Wakanda.
I need to say one thing about Black Panther, which is it's a wonderful kind of like fun experience, but at the same time there is a kind of there's a melancholy hanging over it because, of course, Chadwick Boseman, the amazing star of the original film, died tragically young, and that's addressed in the film, I think, in a very sensitive way. Was it difficult for you going back to work knowing that had happened and also to deal with the legacy of what he created in the first film?
Absolutely. It was definitely... we were all on a journey, really, of grief and the loss, and so were the characters. But we knew very, very clearly from when Ryan said, we're doing it, and he was so clear that this is what Chadwick would have wanted. And once he said that, we really felt that, because he was such a generous soul towards his community, towards what the story was doing for representation and for people, and we knew immediately that is what he'd want. So then it was all about giving our all to it, and that was kind of definitely deeply the purpose that we had going through it. And it was a very tough shoot in a lot of ways. A lot of challenges were hitting us, and but it was just the determination we had really to honor him and to keep his legacy going.
I just felt the absence of it, you know, when you don't see him on the call sheet and you don't see him around and you know he's not in the next trailer down. It was very strange. It was a really strange thing. Yeah, I guess like everybody, you know, when Chadwick died, you might not have felt, but my initial feeling was, I guess we won't be doing it again. You know, I just kind of thought, I guess we won't be doing another film. And then we were, and...
But that's amazing. You think about that's a tribute, because everyone was saying, can they make another film? And for an actor, for a role which obviously already existed in comic book form beforehand, for him to have made it his own to that extent that everyone questioned whether you could go ahead, that's a real tribute to his kind of charisma and his skill and his presence. Well, as I said, it works as a big action spectacle, but also it works as a tribute to him as well, and they really didn't lose sight of that. So it's a really lovely thing to go and experience.